Owie. Okay. Yes, Wendy.
Oh, that's amazing. That's an amazing. Thank you so much for sharing your story,
Thank
Lizy.
you.
Amazing. As we keep having our weekly Goddess coffee chats, we'll get to, I'm sure, tell our whole stories and to the world, which is amazing. So thank you very much, Lizy. And now we're gonna move over to Nicola. She can tell us about herself and what she does in her story.
Hi, I'm so happy to be here. So I'm Nicola. I normally go by Nick. I am a happiness life coach, which probably sounds a bit woo-woo and a bit stupid, but I've dived extremely deep over the last couple of months into like the psychology of happiness. I started off life coaching, but to be honest, when I started practicing Reiki, this is when I started to unlock more spiritual side of myself, and I started to go deeper on energy and frequencies and law of attraction and manifestation. And the further I sort of dived into all of this, the more I looked around and just saw so much darkness, because there's just, people just aren't happy anymore. And it makes me sad. Like, it literally makes me sad that people don't know how to find happiness. They don't understand that happiness doesn't come from outside, it comes from inside. You create it yourself. So it became my mission, really. I call it the domino effect. If you can spread a little bit of light to somebody and they learn a little bit from you, and they spread it to another person and another person, and it just keeps going, eventually, one person at a time, that little bit of light will spread, and the world will just change dramatically. So I don't want to do a huge story, because you have to go way back, way back. But that's kind of how I got here. Reiki got me here, really. When I started unlocking sort of my inner energy, I just started to realize, like, this world is like incredible. Like, realizing that everything is frequencies and energy, and what you bring in, you know, what you put out, it just started to blow my mind. And I was like, if I can feel like this, everyone should feel like this. So that's kind of where I'm at the moment. So happiness life coach is more about helping people understand that happiness literally comes from inside. It's not about money, it's not about things, it's not about the people you're surrounded with, really. It's about going deep, looking at, you know, self-love, encouraging self-love, and creating happiness from inside you, rather than looking for external validation all the time.
Beautiful.
Sounds beautiful.
Oh, that's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing, Nicola.
Beautiful. Yeah.
I mean, I totally agree with you. I mean,
yeah,
everyone is like so miserable, and they're all just lost in this materialized world, and all people care about is, you know, is the financial problems and financial issues all the time. But I mean, when you actually click into that inner self, everything that I call happens on auto magic pilot. I mean, you know, we have the ability to control our life. I mean, the God, or whatever you call it, I call it the Almighty Creator, has given us the key, right? We can achieve anything and everything we want in this life. I mean, you know, our thoughts are what we are receiving, you know, manifesting. And I have experienced it myself. I mean, when I was in a time where I was really depressed and emotionally locked down, everything that I was actually bringing into my life was miserable. But when I finally started to say, oh, you know, stop doing that, you know, wake up, get out of it, and I started to see that everything in my life started to change in such an amazing, miraculous way that, like you said, happiness is something that we have inside of us. It's not something that we, you know, search for outside, or it's not something someone else can give us.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I totally agree with both of you. You know, there are two things. One thing really powerful you said, Nicola. You said, you know, you said what you do. You're a happiness coach, and that might sound stupid. It doesn't. It doesn't, not at all.
Not
And
at all.
yeah, and going back to what Leman said, it's an inside job. This is inner work. This is why people always wonder as coaches why we snap down on inner work so much. It's because your outer reality reflects what's going on the inside. And the misconception is that, if I'm living in the big house, if I got $1 million to spend, I'll be happy. And some people, when they reach that level, they wonder, why am I not happy? And it's not that we're saying these outside things are bad. They're not bad. They're they're there. They're amazing.
They're distractions. That's all it is. They're just distractions.
Some people have the belief that, money is the root of all evil. No, it's not. It's money. It's not thinking. It's not just, it didn't wake up this morning and say, ooh, how can I destroy someone's life? No, the power is within you. You're the person that decides what's going on. So I love the whole idea of happiness. And I think as a coach, we all set out to do that, don't we?
Yep, definitely.
Absolutely.
So what I learned when I did this was there's 3 pathways to happiness. And they're called a pleasant life, which is what we were just talking about, that you keep thinking, if I have more money, when I get here, when I've got the house, when I can afford the car, they're like things that give you instant gratification. So I have the money, but then you have to find another thing to give you that next bit of instant gratification.
Yeah.
And then there's a good life, which is like you're in flow and you're exploring your purpose, which is obviously is a great one because you keep looking for new ways, but you're still not going inside, you're still exploring outside. So they're the first 2 ones. And then there's a meaningful life, and a meaningful life is when you contribute to like the world, the other people, like you're creating happiness from within yourself because you're spreading it out into the world. So if you add all 3 of them together, if you put a purposeful life, a pleasant life, and a meaningful life all together, that creates like the abundance of happiness. If you take a little bit of everything, yes, okay, everyone searches for some kind of validation. Like, I've just booked a Caribbean holiday, like a Caribbean cruise. It's in November, and that gave me instant gratification. But then I was like, oh, it's not till November, so it kind of went away just as quickly as it came. But as the time gets closer, then it will be, it will come back again. So yeah, it's like, everyone does that, and everyone will always do that. It's just a thing that's hardwired into us, like given even just as small things like you've just done a workout and you give yourself a chocolate bar. Well, you've just given yourself instant gratification, but also just undone some of your workout. So it's like trying to get people, that's kind of some of the stuff I do as well, like how overlaying healthy habits over bad habits and creating good habits. And then so it's a bit of everything, but the happiness is like my favorite part, because just getting people to understand the inside work is how it all begins.
Yeah. I mean, that's this is why I love self-love and why I teach about self-love. And my basis is self-love, because love is so powerful, ain't it? It's so freaking powerful.
It is. Yeah. It's all about love.
Yeah, it is. When you learn to love yourself, you can, as she says, she saw, okay, the cruise is in November. Well, the feeling is it's not like there where it was when you first booked it, but she's not falling flat on her face like, oh my gosh, the cruise isn't here right now. No.
Life goes on. Yeah.
I mean, when it comes to self-love, I always say that the biggest love you'll ever give yourself is the love to yourself, and trying to make people understand that. It's just crazy that we live in a world still that people think it's selfish to love yourself. I mean,
exactly. Self-love,
that's what blows it literally blows my mind.
I know. Self-love and
we can't pour from an empty cup.
Exactly. I have to be teaching this to my clients repetitively. Like, this is, I'm a self-love coach, but it's a lot deeper than that. And people start to realize how deep and powerful the layers of self-love is. People try to manifest all this good stuff, and I talk about self-love. It's like, okay, how is self-love going to help me with manifestation? I'm like, honey, manifestation is attracting a vibration that you want. So if you're down there and you want to attract all this good stuff that's up here, that ain't gonna work. Love is one of the top vibrations on the vibrational frequency chart. So and gratefulness, thankfulness, which goes back to Nicola's happiness, right? Because you got to be grateful to be happy.
Agreed.
Yeah. And I mean, when it comes down to self-love as well, if someone doesn't love themselves, then they try to attract love from outside.
Uh-huh.
And that draws them into attracting the total opposite.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, absolutely.
So, you all know about the mirror effect that you receive from someone that comes into your life. And it's like it bumps into you and it's like telling you that, you know, you're this and that and the other, making you feel even more unhappy. But they're actually telling you what you think of yourself. So you're actually drawing in your frequency energy of the opposite side of the opposite relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I can actually touch upon that. When I started doing this, when I started really looking into law of attraction and vibration, I did quite a lot of research on it. And there's actually I think it's a French artist, I can't remember his name, but going back centuries and centuries ago. And what he used to paint was stern women that looked down upon like the world. And all of his paintings were very similar. And we're talking thousands of years ago. I can't remember how old this artist is, but he went to see a therapist and said, look, I attract these women. We have a few like amazing dates and it's all good, but then it all just goes horribly wrong because she starts talking down to me, treating me like absolute crap. And, you know, she's just a bit of a bully. And the therapist said, go and look in your art room and have a look at all the women that you've been painting. Look at the pictures that you've been painting. You've actually just been painting this into existence. And he didn't, you know, so going back even that long ago, law of attraction and what you put out into the world comes back to you. It's not like a new thing.
Right.
It's like
that makes absolute sense. Yeah. Like because you attract what you believe, or you attract what you
are.
What you are.
Yeah. And that's why that's why I do goddess work. People was like, you know, you're this and you're that because you're doing all this goddess stuff and it's not good for you. Can I tell you a story? I was at a craft shop, right? And there were these ladies there and all of them were talking down to me. And they were like, oh, come over, spend the night. Let me take you to church in the morning. I'm like, I have nothing. I'm not badgering you for being a Christian. You know, if that's the path, if that's bringing you love and joy, amazing. But how dare you talk down to me because of the spiritual work I do? And all of them were just hammering me down. And I was standing up for myself and I would not back down. At the end of the conversation, this guy, one of the woodwork guys, he was building something. He came over and he was shaking my hand. I'm like, why are you shaking my hand? And he's like, all these women are just screaming you down and you didn't back down. I was like, okay, wow, amazing. So even men honors the goddess, even if they do it in an unconscious way.
On the flip side of that, though, I did a reel on Facebook the other day. And it was actually about the word abracadabra. And I don't know if you know this, but abracadabra is actually a Hebrew word. It's not a made-up word, and it translates to what you speak, you create. So I made a reel about that the other day, and somebody replied to my reel saying, what does that mean? And I was like, law of attraction, manifestation, you know, the words you speak is what you're creating in your reality. And he was like, yeah, no, I'm just going to go back to go into the real world. You should live in the real world too. And I was like, all right then.
Really, we're living in Avalon, right?
Yeah.
Well, I consider Avalon to be real too. So
yeah. And there's a lot of stereotypes, and there's a lot of you know, and that's perfectly okay. Like we're just being ourselves.
Right.
We've been oppressed long enough. And now's our time to shine and, you know, be the badass goddesses that we are.
Exactly.
I absolutely believe that I am the best version of myself since I started exploring spirituality. Not about heaven and all that, and like, but people always think it's religious, and I'm like, well, it goes beyond that. It goes absolutely beyond religion. As soon as you say
Exactly.
spirituality, people go religion, and it's like, well, no, it's the earth, it's attractions, it's about everything. It's an accumulative of everything that happens in this world. And like, you know, like my crystals, like I got a rose quartz crystal for Christmas, and I literally, as soon as I touched it, it started vibrating in my hand, and my husband saw it and he was like, you're doing that on purpose. And I was like, I'm not. It literally reacted to my skin or reacted to me, and that's my crystal. I always thought it was amethyst. But when you say stuff like that to people, they're like, no. And I'm like, well, you can't just say no. Like, you can't.
Yeah, you have to experience it.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's not like we're not stomping on any toes out there, because we're not forcing our thoughts and beliefs down your throat, right? This is our way of life. This is what we think. But what I dislike completely, I don't have a problem with Christians or anyone in a specific religion. But what I don't like is when they try to force their beliefs down your throat.
Agreed.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
Yeah.
Everybody should be allowed to practice whatever belief they want, whatever it's, we're
as
all
long
one.
as it's not bringing harm to someone.
Exactly.
You 100%. I'm behind you 100%. And on that note of happiness and love, you know what I just thought of? I have this friend. She was in an abusive relationship. And when she got pregnant, her focal point and focus just completely changed and transformed. And she left. She won't even allow him to go to his father. Like, she sent him there once, and then he tried the same abusive thing with him. And she's like, And I was like so freaking proud of her. And she is a Christian, actually. But when I'm with her, things that she says, how she acts, it's the divine feminine. It's the
thing with spirituality, though, and religion is, I met a lady a month or so ago, and she is a Buddhist, but she used to be a Catholic. She converted after an abusive relationship, actually. But she was like, the thing for me is I take a little bit of this and a little bit of that and a little bit of this, and it fits the way I want to live. I don't live by one particular set of rules. You know, I've seen ghosts, and I practice Reiki, and I've been on, meditation retreats, and I've seen this. And so she said, I just take a little bit of everything that fits me. And that is spirituality, basically, taking a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and not tying it down to one specific set of rules.
Yeah, we're different individuals. We're not all the same. What might be suitable for Wendy might not be suitable for me. You know what I mean? And it's not like we're not bashing down each other. It's all like we're individual beings. We have different. I mean, we are one collective, yeah, but we have different dreams, goals, aspirations. For example, Wendy's a mother of 3, right? 3 beautiful goddesses.
4, actually. I have 4 goddesses in training.
4 goddesses in training. So
yes.
Yeah, and this is so beautiful about being a coach as well. In a sense, we kind of all do the same thing, but we're still uniquely different. We're still so uniquely different. And it's so beautiful that we can come together as a collective, but we still have our own individual colors.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, like a rainbow. It's a unified thing, but you see the different colors. I just love that.
Yes. Yeah. And we shine, and we're shining it. Yeah. The world needs this. They need people to guide them out of the shadows, because we do live in a very negative, toxic, chaotic world.
Yeah.
Especially the past 2 years, like that, it's even more prominent. So the work that we do is really it. I see it as our Creator's work, or God's work, or what, because humanity needs this. They need people to guide them through. And sometimes it's just a matter of listening to someone. During the past 2 years, I've had many people reach out to me in Messenger, people that don't even know me, like they're on my friends list or whatever, but like they don't really know me, and then they would message me and say, I need your help. I'm struggling. I feel like I can trust you. and things like that. So I'm sure all of you probably get that too. And I've helped a few people, actually. They were like at the end of the road. They were suicidal, and they're still here because they reached out. So the world needs us.
Yeah.
They need healers. They need people like us.
Yeah, they need love, they need joy, they need happiness. I mean, when I became blind, it was traumatic. It was very traumatic. And self-love, self-care, and self-discovery was what got me out of that point, that, as you said, suicidal, because I was suicidal at one point. I had several attempts, and I'm like, oh my gosh, when will it end? When can I be happy? When can I feel joyous? When can I be loved? And I realized, it hit me kind of like lightning. You need to love yourself. And it's just the start. It was, well, all of our journeys start when we're young, even if we are not conscious of it. But I guess from memory, consciously, that's, I think, when my journey truly started. When I craved more, when I desired more. On the inside, when I desire more on the inside, not the outside.
Well, I've been on I'm not sure about you, but I've been on a spiritual journey to discover myself all my life.
Yeah.
My whole entire life, from childhood until now, until I'm 49 now. Actually, I'll be 50 next month.
Beautiful 50, beautiful 50.
So I've been trying to discover myself and figure out where I fit in and now I understand why, because I've done the inner work. I've done, I didn't mention this at the beginning, but like Nicola, I know she knows my story and what brought me here. Well, I had a severe postpartum depression when I had my first daughter 23 years ago. And it sparked something in me that was caused by trauma from my childhood, and that's how it usually is. And it sent me down a very, very dark spiral, like a dark tunnel, and that lasted for many years. I had mom
dark night
guilt.
Of the soul.
Yeah, and I had mom guilt. I felt I didn't deserve to be a mom. I doubted my instinct. I remember, like, I was always calling either my sister or whatever. Okay, what do I do? How do I do this? Like, I was lost, completely lost. And it took me 20 something years to figure it out. Like, now that I've done my inner work and I connected the dots and why, now I was able to release all that mom guilt that I had and that I felt, and I can, moving forward, build a better relationship, like with my two oldest daughters. Beautiful. So it's you have to go down deep dark night of the soul in order to find yourself.
Yeah, I agree. Sometimes, people think when they're in the dark night of the soul or going down that rabbit hole, it's the end, it's over, there's no coming back. No, that's not true. Sometimes you have to step into the dark for the stars to start shining.
Well, it's like a layer. Healing is a process, and it doesn't happen overnight. Right. You can think of it as an onion. Yeah. Okay. There's layers. Definitely. Layers upon layers upon layers upon layers of things that we suppressed, like blocked. And that can even go to our past lives. It's not just connected to this one life now. So it goes back to way back when. So our job here right now in this moment in time is to make sure that we peel off those layers that keep us stuck, because we're learning a lesson, and we're going to just keep coming back and back and back until we do learn it. So who knows, maybe this is our last time here on this earth.
Soul contracts.
Therapist. Yeah, I totally agree with you, because I have experienced it with many of my clients as well, that they go back in time and they actually see patterns that keep on following them, is karmic patterns that repeat themselves. If different time zones where they have to come and recover them and clean that karmic pattern.
Mm-hmm.
It follows itself. So really, I call our actual body around us our costume. So our appearances, our costume of who we are on this planet right now today is actually a costume. Who we are inside is our own being, our soul. And our soul has different paths, different things that we have to go through, like lessons that we have to learn to connect with.
Agreed. Totally agree with you. And I think, Nicola, you could speak a little bit about this too, because with your field, finding happiness, I'm sure you have to go through these layers.
Yeah, I also, whilst looking into like law of attraction and manifestation, like I've dived quite deeply into twin souls, soulmates, all that sort of thing. And I strongly believe like the layer thing and like the going back in time and all that we have something, I call it a soul contract. So, you know, like trying to explain like why perhaps a baby died. Their soul contract was obviously to teach the parents or family members or something extremely valuable for them to take on to their next lives. And you know, that was the one thing that they maybe hadn't taught the world the first time round. And that could have been the end of their soul contract. But that, you know, like when we talk about deja vus and things like that, it's because we've done it again and again and again, and we keep coming back until we actually tick off all these things that we promised ourselves up there that we would go in to teach the world, show the world, specific people. Like, it's, I don't know, it just makes sense. That makes sense to me personally.
Yeah, it's a deep dive. Deep diving into your soul is so beautiful, so necessary, so needed, so transformative, and that's a part of the goddess work.
It is.
Yeah, it is a part of the goddess work. Oh, Leman is back. She got cut out.
Yeah, she got cut out. Yeah. Welcome back, Leman.
She's not letting the internet stop her.
Technology, you just gotta love it. But it's great though.
Yeah.
Technology is, you know, but if it wasn't for technology, we wouldn't be sitting here having this deep discussion on Zoom from different corners of the world. So yeah, I'm happy for technology.
Exactly. And where are we? We didn't even tell everyone where we're tuning in from. Wendy, you're from?
That's right. Yes, I'm from Cairo, Egypt.
Cairo. I'm in Jamaica. Nicola, where are you?
I'm in the UK.
UK. And Leman is in the UK too, right?
Gotta unmute yourself. There we go.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I'm from the UK, but I live out in Cyprus now.
Oh, beautiful. Ooh, Africa.
I love Cyprus.
A big African.
Next time you come, you'll have to come and visit me then, Nicole.
Definitely.
We'll have to make 100%. A goddess trip then just to visit.
Yeah.
We can. What we can do is we can. Lizy can come down this way because we're all overseas, right? So Lizy can come down this way. She can pick up Nicola and then you guys can pick me up and then we can fly to Leman.
Yes.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, road trip, international road trip. We totally need to do it. Cyprus is one of the places I'm definitely going to visit because I do a lot of Aphrodite work. So yeah, her energy is really big down there.
There's a place in Turkey as well that has the Aphrodite pool.
Turkey is filled with a lot of secrets and things like that are really amazing. Oh
yeah. The actual Aphrodite beach is in Cyprus, so you know, in Larnaca. yeah, she is very, very powerful female goddess, and
Oh yeah,
I
did.
feel her very often.
Mhm.
And but Cyprus itself is very, very spiritual. It's like there's also a saying that it's a part of a broken mountain of Atlanta.
Mm.
Atlanta or Atlantis?
Atlantis.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's said that parts of Greece, Cyprus, and Turkey are broken up in pieces, and it's
Mhm.
spread in those 3 points. And every time I actually talk about this, I get this sort of excitement and this like big heartbeat going, and I'm like, yep,
it's doing something to your soul. That's what it's doing. It's like
Yeah.
waking something up inside you. Yeah, that's awesome. That's amazing. Mm.
So
Beautiful.
yeah, like I was saying about past life regression
Mhm.
before was, and yeah, it is like Wendy said, learning of signing our contract. We sign contracts when we come to experience different paths in our lives. And when we learn from that, we overcome that karmic pattern.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then we can actually, our souls can actually ascend and go like that it won't come back, over and over and over again. So
yes, finally it will.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And one important thing for people to remember, especially us as coaches, because we do our work as well. We help others, but we do our work because there's always another layer to uncover. The one thing I always tell myself, progress over perfection. Progress over perfection. You do not have to get everything. We have all the lessons to learn, all these things to accomplish, but you don't need to get everything in one day. Progress over perfection. As long as you're moving forward, you're good.
Yeah, exactly. It's just that we're as a society, we're so stuck in the past and worrying about the future that hasn't happened yet, that we forget that we're in
right
this
here.
present moment, this life right here, right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
And people need to learn that, because that's what's keeping them stuck. That's what's keeping people in fear. That's what's keeping people with anxiety issues, depression, like you name it. But
Yeah.
and it's funny because the doctors, the medical system is failing humanity because they don't get to the root cause of the problem.
They do not
they just give the pills.
Yeah.
It's an extremely high percentage of people that are misdiagnosed with depression and given depression tablets, whatever they're called, purely
it's
because
just a Band-Aid.
doctors.
That's all it is.
It is, and
the Band-Aid. You have to do the inner work.
I think this is because we live in a society that do not understand about inner work, about trauma, about what can, and actually a lot of the time it's anxiety over depression, but you get thrown meds at it, and all that does is cause a chemical imbalance. Exactly. And actually a lot of people, once they get on antidepressant tablets, they don't feel anything.
No.
So what,
and I've been there.
There's nothing to learn from that, is there? If you don't feel anything at all at that point, all you've done is completely numb whatever problem was creating the anxiety.
Yeah.
The feelings still come. Because I was when I was like really severely depressed after giving birth, I went to see a psychologist, and they gave me antidepressants. It wasn't it wasn't even a big number. Like, I know there's a lot of people that take like 400 milligrams, for example, of a certain one. Mine was just like, I think they started with 10 and then it went up to 20. I tried that for a while, but I mean, I felt like a robot. Like, I felt like dead inside. The feelings were still coming. the sadness, the anger, everything was still coming at me, but it was just blocked. And then like, I was just like, I had no emotions. So I stopped them. I like, you're not, no, anybody that's been taking medication for a long time, they should just wean themselves off. You can't just, get off them. But I did. It wasn't a big dose. If it had been a bigger dose, then I probably would have weaned myself. But yeah, it's just that's all it is. Like, the feelings still come. It just numbs it out. That's all it does. Yeah, you have to do the inner work and the real work and the shitty work, because it's healing is not easy. It's not bells and whistles. and that's what most people are scared of, and they have no way or no tools or no guidance on how to do that. They feel by alone. So, it's just a vicious cycle that keeps repeating itself.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But it's not the end. It's not the end, because I was at that point where I felt like, this is not easy. This is not going to happen, but it's not the end. Here's the thing. If you want something and you dedicate yourself, it's going to happen. You don't worry about how it's going to happen. You just know you have that faith. Once you have that faith, the universe will come through. The universe will come through.
That's the thing, isn't it? Like I try to explain to people, the universe actually doesn't know the difference between good and bad. Mm-hmm. All the universe gives you what you're throwing back out to it. Exactly. So if trying to explain, like, the universe isn't purposely giving you bad over good, it's just because of what you're putting out, and it's the vibrations, it's the energy that you're creating. If you just start putting a little bit more good, a little bit more happiness, a little bit more passion, a little, all the happy words, like this I love this subject. It makes me super excited. But like, the universe literally doesn't know the difference. It can't distinguish between good and bad. It just sees what we give it.
What is
exactly?
It just sees what is.
And it comes back threefold.
Yeah.
It comes back. It comes back even stronger.
Yeah, and when you want something, one thing I always say, don't focus on how it's going to happen, because your how might be more difficult and not as impactful as the universe's how. That's the universe's job. The universe's job is to give you what you want and to get it to you implemented in a fast and proficient manner. So I always tell people, don't focus on the how, let go of the how. Know what you want, put that positive energy out there, do your inner work. The universe will come through, and it will come through with you just let it do its job. Don't tell it how to do its job. Never tell the universe how to do its job.
No, because it won't. It's just gonna, if you divert or don't do what you're supposed to be doing, don't worry, the universe will kick you right in the ass.
Yeah.
That's what it did to me when I was in Canada a year ago, and the universe pushed us out of the door to come to Egypt, and that's why we're here. And I'm so glad that I am here right now, because if we would have stayed in Canada, we would have been on the streets. We would have not had any food or anything like that. So that's basically what got us here to Egypt. So like,
yeah,
the universe pushed us out. And I'm glad that it did.
Yeah, there's a reason behind everything that we experience. I mean, nothing is a coincidence, right?
No.
There's no such thing as a coincidence in our lives.
Agreed.
I mean, we all have a different storyline. We all have things that we go through. I mean, in our daily lives, things that we actually go through, people we meet, just don't happen randomly, just by accident. I mean, you don't just meet someone, just, pop out the blue. The universe puts everyone, everything, every moment of our lives together. I'm not saying that it's destiny, but we actually create our own destiny as well.
Yes.
But
absolutely.
I also feel that we have like these guardian angels, these guardian spirits, sort of leading us onto the right direction, the right path, following us to help us in our journeys. But we are also left alone to do our own decisions.
Life happens for us, not to us, is what I try and say.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. I mean, even like we're talking about law of attraction, right? Where we do our manifesting, we say, I want this, that, and then we feel that's amazing vibration inside of us saying, yes, it feels really good. And then we go into the day and then we say, oh, it can't happen. It won't happen. It's not going to happen. And we're getting into it. Like, we're actually telling the universe that I don't want it to happen. So it's like,
I'm not ready.
No problem. You don't want that. You're not ready for it. Then we go back to zero. And then we say, well, I've been trying to manifest all these things and nothing's working for me.
Yeah.
Because you're going down that rabbit hole again and making yourself feel that way.
Yeah.
But, you know, life happens for you.
Not to you. And that's what most people like their mindset is focused on, oh, why is this happening to me? Why is life being so shitty to me? Why is this so? Because they have that mindset of life is happening to them, not for them.
Yep.
It's all about lessons. We're here to like in all the religions, in all the or whatnot. That's what it is. We're here on this earth to learn a lesson, and we have to use these lessons as stepping stones to get us to the other side, basically. But that's what most people, but we're not taught that. The society we live in, the modern society we live in, they don't teach us these tools in school. They don't teach us any of that. They just teach us to be robots, to wake up to wake up every morning to an alarm clock, have your breakfast, then rush to work like a slave, and then go back home, and then like it's a vicious cycle. There's no that's what people are stuck in.
Yeah,
pretty much.
And you have the power to break out of that vicious cycle. It's just up to you. It's how bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? I know Napoleon Hill always talks about the desire for those who read books like Think and Grow Rich. He always talks about that. What is your desire? How bad do you want it? Because if you want something bad enough, you're going to get it. You're going to get up, you're going to go out, you're going to get it. Just reminds me of this beautiful planetary alignment that was at the end of last year. And it was Aries, that energy of Aries. And the energy of air, when I fed into it and channeled into it, the energy of Aries is you want something, you want to manifest something, here it is. I'm not waiting for you to be ready for it, be perfect. You want to be a model, here's the runway, whether you're fat or not. So start walking. And when I did that, when I worked with that energy of Aries, stuff started happening this year. I was like, oh my gosh, this is too soon. But I was like, oh, right, Aries doesn't really give a damn. Work with what I want and move forward with it, or stand back and let it flow and, wait until I'm ready for my manifestations. So, oh my gosh, yeah.
Wow, the time's going by fast. It's already been an hour almost. Wow. Time flies by when you're having fun and talking about really awesome, deep topics.
Spirituality. We'll get carried away, don't we, when we're all together?
we could do a marathon someday and just keep going and going and going.
I don't think we could ever stop, Wendy. I mean,
I don't think we'd ever stop. We have to
we just continue talking. There's so many other topics that we can talk about for
and we can
non-stop.
That's so true. We're women. We love talking.
We're women. We love talking. And
Wendy, do you want to pull a card then, so that we stick to what we said at the beginning?
Cards.
Let's all pull a card. Yeah. All right. Wendy.
We're all gonna pull a card. So I'm gonna go first, and then we'll go around the round table.
What are we? Knights of the Round Table now? King Arthur.
The goddesses of the Round Table. That's what we are. The goddesses of the Round Table.
Goddesses of the Round Table.
All right, so I'm just gonna pick one. And these are my my mermaid oracle cards.
Oh, beautiful. That's my energy right there.
I'm a mermaid. There we go. All right, so it's the one that I chose is Imrama. Not sure if you'll be able to see it now. I think I need to. Oh, there.
That's better, Wendy. There.
Better?
Oh,
Here, I'll get my I'll get my blur out.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so this is it's Imrama, and you see she's in a boat and there's dolphins swimming next to her, and the meaning of the card is something about a trip, crossing deep waters,
Wow.
a pilgrimage somewhere, a journey of the soul as well.
after what we just talked about us all
Yes,
getting together
that-
and going
Getting
across.
Yeah,
married,
that's
going to
all.
Cyprus. Oh my gosh.
We're gonna manifest it.
Definitely.
Can't wait for you all to come.
Oh, and I have Christy here that's watching on our Facebook group, and she would love a card. So who wants to pick a card for Christy?
I
Hi,
will.
Christy.
Oh,
Who would she like?
okay.
Who is she drawn to?
Can I go? Or who's gonna go?
Who are you drawn to, Christy?
Yes, yeah. Ask her.
Yeah.
Who which one.
Let us know who you want the card to be from. I'm not sure if she's still watching. She said, "For me, please." We can all pick one. She'll have 4 cards. How about we do that?
Okay, she
I'll
just
save
didn't
that
choose
one.
one
This is for the
person.
group. So you can go next. Oh, the person who said she's saying something now.
Oh, okay.
The person who said, I'm just waiting for her to reply.
Mhm.
You still there, Christy? Just waiting to see if there's anything else that's going to be coming.
Okay.
Yeah, people love cards. I love cards too.
Yeah. In the meantime, does everybody else want to pull a card? You know, for the general, like what Wendy just did, until Christy replies.
Yep.
Yeah, you go ahead. Oh, she said I can't see names.
So
Can't see
Okay.
names.
So I'm Christy. I'm on the. I'm not sure if it's the left-hand side. Well, you know what I look like, and then next to me on the first line is Lizy, and then under Lizy is okay. It's different from how I see. So if you go clockwise, the one next to me on the right, the way you're seeing is Lizy, and then Lizy. She said Lizy, so she wants you to. Oh, you go ahead, girl.
Okay. Right. Swing. Okay. Whew. Just clear the energy, clear the energy. Okay. What does Christy need? Okay, this one is popping out to me, so let's see what this is. So how I read cards, Christy, I'm blind, so I energetically feel what the card is saying, but I'm going to show it on the screen so you can see it as well. But I'll just tell you what I'm feeling. Light, starlight. You have a lot of light. Someone needs to see it. You shine. You need to shine. You need to embrace that light and show it to the world. Expression, express yourself, communicate. I feel a little bit of closure within your throat chakra. So communication, let yourself be heard. Also don't be afraid to feel your feelings. Get in touch with your feelings. Release that light. You're a butterfly. You need to spread those colorful wings. You have so much to give, so much to share. And your love is out there. Ooh, I'm getting a romantic vibe too. Your love is out there. Now, this doesn't have to be a physical. This love could be emotional. It could be personal. It doesn't have to be a physical person, but your love is out there waiting for you to get in touch with that. Sink deep into that. Sink deep into your nature. The goddess, the feminine goddess of nature, getting in touch with nature, your nature as a divine feminine, to be unlocked and unleashed. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm just gonna, guys, let me know. I don't know if you could see the card.
Lift it up a bit, Lizy. To the left, right. I don't know. Opposite way.
The opposite way. Yeah,
This way?
right there. A little bit up. There. Yeah. I think it's reversed.
Yes. Exactly. That's how it came out. So
those are beautiful cards. Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. So work, Christy, I feel, from what I'm getting from the card, your nature, your divine feminine nature, getting in contact with that. I'm having a vision of a jungle, to be a lot of greenery, to be explored and to cut past. So clearing. So that is an action I'm seeing coming up for you as well. Clearing, expressing yourself, unleashing your inner feminine. Wow, Wendy, that's the name of your group.
She's in our group. She's one of our goddesses.
Wow, unleashing your inner feminine, speaking your throat chakra, your voice, your communication. You have something to say. So that needs to be unlocked, released, and come forth. Your light, starlight, and you need to shine, girl. I'm getting the vision of the shining star. So I hope you saw the card, Christy. I'm gonna pull it back now. Okay. Oh, that was the card for Christy.
That's amazing. Thank you, Lizy.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Who wants to go next? Nicola, how about you pull a card?
Yep. Yeah. So I use the Angels Ancestors Oracle cards. So what I pulled, I don't know if you can see that. Can you see it?
Yes, that's a beautiful one.
Is the Animal Guardian. So trust your instincts.
Beautiful.
So the actual message for this is trust the powerful animal spirit within to learn more about yourself and your talents. So the Animal Guardian is the card that represents the angels of the animal kingdom. Animals are angels of nature who have incredible lessons to offer and medicines that can support you on your spiritual journey and help you survive some of your greatest challenges. The huge message here is you're a powerful animal and you can be wild, protective, instinctive, and calm. Animals don't second guess how they feel, they just express and get on with it. So my lesson from the card to whoever's watching this, reading this, looking in the future is be like the animal and go out and feel the feels and do what you need to do. Don't suppress yourself, just go and be who you need to be in that moment. Absolutely wild. Go wild, do what you need to do.
Wow, the wild feminine, love it.
Be you, exactly, unapologetically you.
Beautiful.
Your turn, Leman. Can't wait to see what your card is.
Leman?
I'm going to pull from my deck. I changed my deck. So let me see what our message is for the group and everyone that's participating, watching the live, or going to be watching the replay. This also will relate to you as well. So let's see. it's protect yourself. There's with a shield. I can't see if you can see it right there. There's a shield there.
Shield of protection.
Protection. So Archangel Michael is saying, be yourself, love yourself where you are. When you start to protect yourself, you start to protect your inner power within. Protecting yourself, protecting your home, your energy, and your energy frequency. I will be there for you every step you take, as long as you have the faith inside of you that can generate your soul love within. Remember, divine light is within you.
Beautiful.
And the protection that I give you every step you take in your life. Remember that you are the divine light within yourself. Remember that everyone around you, the light and the day within you is this divine, beautiful light I give, and my protection to you and your loved ones. So that's the card that Archangel Michael gave. And I think it actually resonates with today as well, all the topics that we have actually been talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Binded it all together.
Yeah.
I mean, I love these oracle cards. They're like really in line with messages and things that we actually talk about, and it's like a story. You know,
It is.
Yeah.
I have a great idea. How about we all take a picture of this card? How about we all take a picture of this card, and then I can make like a collage out of it, and then I can share it with this video so that people will be able to relate to it if they watch the replay or something like that.
I'll send it to you afterwards. Obviously, I'm on my phone, so.
Yeah. Anytime. No, it's just an idea that popped up. I'm
Yeah,
thinking,
no, that's a good one.
Then
Yeah,
maybe
that's a
people
great
will be
idea.
able to see the cards.
Yeah.
Can do that, but this one I'm actually reading, it's not in English, so I can just see the picture.
That's okay.
That's why. But yeah, I can see the picture.
Yeah, exactly.
Relates to it.
A picture is worth 1,000 words, they say.
Definitely.
So true. So true.
So no, this was an amazing. We went a little bit over time, but I mean, there's no time limit. I put an hour, but I mean, as I said, we could probably go on and on and on and on. But this was an amazing first episode, and I'm so grateful to have you all here, and I really enjoyed it. I can't wait for our next Goddess Coffee Chat next week.
Yes. So come back next week to join us on the Goddess Roundtable. I just love that. I'm gonna keep saying that.
The Goddess Roundtable, eh? Thank you very much for tuning in, everybody. And before we cut off, I'm just gonna let you know that I was trying to live stream in my YouTube, but for some reason I needed permit. Anyway, I need to figure that out. So I will upload the recording of it on my YouTube, on the YouTube channel. And hopefully by next week, I'll have that sorted out. So I'll be able to go live on YouTube and also in the group. So thank you so much for watching, tuning in. Have an amazing week. And the goddess in me honors the goddess in you.
Yay.
Yay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.